Hello everyone, Semi-Dad back here again on our debt-free owner-operator series. I hope you are all well, enjoying the series so far. It's been a little break in the series, so I do apologise for that. We'll get into all of the reasons why. I hope everyone's doing good, hope you're enjoying the series so far. We are back on our series here. We picked up a job at the end of the last episode, which was some treated lumber. Going up to Hope, BC. We'll get into it, no further delays. Yeah, so basically it was the Easter school holidays here, where I am in the UK, and because I record these on a pretty tight schedule, the way I've got my week schedule with work and everything is that I record these on a Wednesday morning, two episodes on a Wednesday morning, and then that sorts me out for the week. Because that's how it works with my job and everything like that. So that's what happens. Obviously the kids were home, so I lost my recording time, and I didn't have the time prior to the week. Obviously I knew it was coming up, it wasn't a surprise that they were going to be off, but I just didn't have the time that I thought it was going to have to pre-record ahead of time. You know, with everything going on in work and stuff. It's kind of difficult to get some free time to get ahead with the episodes. So it's something I am going to be working on. I said at the start of the year, one of the key goals this year was consistency. So I am working towards that. One thing I do need to get a bit better of is sort of recognizing when life is going to be a challenge to get episodes recorded and edited and stuff. So it's you know, it's all a work in progress. So I do apologize for the absence. I hope you all have been well, whatever you've been up to. I had some time off work, had a week off work with the kids whilst they were off school, which was nice. It's just, you know, sometimes it's nice to recharge your old batteries. We didn't do a massive amount. We went for breakfast a couple of times. There's a breakfast restaurant locally that does like an all-you-can-eat breakfast, so we went there a couple of times, and then we went to the cinema as well, took the kids to see Kung Fu Panda 4, which was quite good actually, of what I managed to get to see of it. You know, if you've got kids, you'll know what it's like taking them to the cinema. Dad, can I go to the toilet? Dad, I need a toilet. Dad, I need a toilet. So you end up doing, for some reason, I don't know, it's a cinema vibe, that you end up doing about 16,000 toilet trips. Right. And then which I don't really know what causes that, to be honest, but you know, it's kids. So yeah, we did, but it was a good film.
Get ready to turn right.
And then we went to, I mean, the weather was a bit rubbish as well, so we couldn't really do anything that we would have normally done. Like, there's a couple of country parks locally that we try and go to as well when the kids are off school, because you can sort of make a good day of it if you take a picnic and everything. It's a vast country park. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm gonna roll this stop sign. Let's roll it, baby. I know we're getting tired. We are heading to the sleep spot now, my brother. Yeah, it's, don't know how many acres it is off the top of my head, but it's massive. It's got a couple of parks for the kids to play in, and it's got like a farmland trail sort of area, which is nice. They got loads of like farmland animals there, you know, and then There's loads of walk-in areas, so you can sort of, just going to bring up the display here a sec so we can see how to get into the truck stop.
Get ready.
So you can make a full day of it, is the point I'm getting at, but we didn't because the weather was absolutely atrocious.
Turn left.
So we did that. So the Friday, I think it was, we did
Turn left.
we did a breakfast buffet that day. No, did we? No, we didn't. We went to first things first, let's get some fuel. Get a bit of out of cab action going on here. Still using the icons mod. Yeah, so Friday we ended up going to a arcade. There's an arcade somewhat locally. Took us ages to get there actually because the traffic was bad because of roadworks. But yeah, we took the kids to the arcade. They do love an arcade, but that was a spendy day. And then we got ice cream afterwards, even though it was pretty chilly. Alrighty, so we should be able to pull up just straight dead ahead. That was $500 on fuel, so hopefully that'll keep us going most of the way up to BC. There's enough money in the job. It's not busy here, so I'm going to pull in forward. Should be able to reverse out backwards, no problem. And brake on into neutral sleep. Nice. It does work out quite nicely because it's going to put us in the daytime. Let's see where we're going. Yeah, it was a lovely day. Took loads of pictures and had a nice time with the kids after we'd done that. There was a little place I went to, is a place called Mumbles. It's quite a touristy hotspot locally. Yeah, they had, because they've got like a boat launch area there, so you can, if you've got a, you know, if you've got a yacht, darling, then you can go down and launch a yacht from this ramp. And there was no one there, obviously, launching. The kids loved it because we went on the ramp and it was freely accessible ramp. I'm going out the wrong way. Sorry. Toot toot. Ticket coming my way for going the wrong way, probably.
Finding a new route.
Went the wrong way in because I was in such a rush to get to some sleep. But yeah, so we went on the ramp. The kids were loving it, just dipping in the ocean. And yeah, it was just a nice day. Just rolling stop signs for days, baby. Oh.
Keep right. And
yeah, other than that,
right.
not a whole lot's been going on.
Turn right.
Had a new shifter, so I'm now completely away from Logitech, thankfully. Because the problem I was having when I got the Camus wheel was I like to run manual. I like to use the paddle shifts on the wheel for indicators, blinkers.
Get ready to turn
So I didn't
right.
want to lose that functionality. Plus, shifting with the paddle shifts on an 18-speed truck is a nightmare because that's how I started out. So what I was having to do was keep my Logitech wheel plugged in to be able to use the shifter, which was a bit of a nightmare because I think it was causing some conflicts with Camus. But a bit of a situation here, guys. I know what they need. They need some horn action. Don't think that's going to work out pretty well. We've got nothing behind us on the ramp. Let's and now we've blocked ourselves in. What my plan had been was to back up slightly and pull out into the lane, but that doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to use the hard shoulder. I don't actually know if that's what you guys call it in the States, but we're going to use it anyway. See you later, suckers. Learn to drive. But yeah, so got a new shifter. It was a generic shifter from AliExpress. Pretty good delivery. Took about, I think, 6 calendar days to get delivered, and it was over Easter weekend as well to include that, so it's pretty good all in. Cost, I think, about 30 quid with the taxes and everything. It was free shipping. So far it's doing me quite alright. What I am, it is quite noisy. I did also get the 7-speed plus reverse, which means there's 8 little gates that you can put the shift stick in. Probably should have got the 6 plus reverse, to be honest with you, but it is what it is, because I just keep over shifting, which it's not ideal, but we move, we roll, so that's good. It's a bit more sort of heavy duty than the Logitech in the sense of actually clicking into gear. It's a bit, it's a bit more intentional. So you have to, give it a, make sure you're going in the gear, because I use the split range shift knob. That's quite heavy, because it's like a little unit that sits on top of the shifter. So what I was finding with the Logitech shifter is, because there's not much force needed to move it, it's quite easy to accidentally slip it into a different gear than intentional if I knocked it or anything. Whereas this one has got 2 ball bearing gates, spring loaded, so it's a much more intentional action to put it in. The downside to that is it does make it slightly noisy. Now, what my plan is, because I am in the process of planning on building a rig. So I've sourced a car chair, a driver's seat from a I think it's from like a Ford Fiesta or something like that. So I've managed to source one of those free off the Facebook Marketplace in pretty good condition. Needs a little wet and dry vac, but nothing too major. It came with the rails and everything. So my plan this weekend is to pick up some 2x4s, and I'm going to build a little rig so that I can mount the wheels, pedals, everything proper. So what I plan to do when I do that is I'll floor mount the shifter onto the floor of the cockpit that I make, and I'll order like an extension tube, but then the actual main mechanism is away from where the mic is, so hopefully that should reduce the amount that the mic is. And then if that's still, if I'm still picking up noise in the mic, what my intention will be then is I'm going to order a leather gate, like the boot that goes on the gear shift in a car. Put that over it and sort of fix that to the cockpit that I'm going to make, and then that should reduce the noise considerably. But I am liking the shifter. Like I said, what I really like about it is the fact that it's a much more intentional experience, in the sense of if you have to know what gear you want it to go in, because you can't, even with the heavier shift knob attached, it's much harder to accidentally shift it into a gear, because it requires quite a fair amount of force to get it where you want it to be, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm pleased with it for 30 quid. I mean, it's pretty well regarded, and there's if you search H shifter on AliExpress, you will see there is a ton of them, like a metric ton. They all look basically identical from what I've seen on YouTube. They are pretty much all identical in the same way that they work, in that you've got the 2 bearing gates spring loaded to push the stick into. They've got activator switches. some differ slightly in that the mechanism is at the bottom of the unit.
Keep left.
Mine is at the top of the unit, which is probably why it's quite noisy. Mine did also come with a little plastic shim is probably the best word, that converts it into a sequential shifter if you're using it on like rally games and stuff. So I haven't got that fitted, but it's there if I wanted to. It was no extra to get it. It was just a little, it was included in the box. I have been rallying. Obviously, I've been working on my review for the cameras. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Just couldn't clear my throat for a second there. Yeah, I've been doing some rallying because I've been working on my review for the cameras. So I wanted to, as part of the review, I mean, my sole use case for the cameras is for truck sim, really, because that's the majority of what I play, and farm sim. Now, farm sim's not officially supported. It does work in farm sim, but it's not officially supported, so you don't get any of the sort of road feel or anything like that, but it's fine. But in the wanting to be able to give a thorough review, because obviously it's a sim wheel, so there's every chance that if someone's looking for a Camera C5 review, then they're going to want to know about it from a sim angle rather than a track angle. So I wanted to test as many games as I possibly could. Now, unfortunately, I've got Game Pass, so it's quite easy to get a variety of racing games together. One of the Game Pass games you can get through EA Play, which is included on Game Pass, is WRC9. Or did I get that in Amazon? Now I've got myself doubting. Anyway, I've got access to WRC9. It was maybe it was on Amazon Prime Gaming for free one time. But either way, I got access to WRC9, so I was doing a bit of that. I quite enjoyed it. I used to play a bit of rally games when I was younger on a console with a controller, but I don't think I would switch to rallying with a steering wheel and pedals full time or as a main game, because it's very difficult. But yeah, and it was quite a fun experience. But yeah, I don't think there's any chance of me becoming a e-rally driver anytime soon. But some of the other games I've been playing, like Assetto Corsa, R-Factor 2, like Forza, Grid, Legends, those kind of games, just to sort of gauge the wheel and how it feels in those games. I've been really enjoying I've always been a fan of racing games. Grew up on Gran Turismo on the PlayStation series. I used to grind that for hours doing the licenses, and some of my favorite races on those were like the endurance races, so I used to play that for hours and hours and hours. Back in the day when you'd have to pause the game and leave it paused and hope that no one touched the controller, and you'd do the 24-hour races, you'd have to go to school and then come back and finish it and stuff. So yeah, so I grew up on that, and then got into Forza a little bit when I got an Xbox. So I've always enjoyed a racing game, so I desperately wanted to try that out. When I got the Logitech G29, I got Assetto Corsa because you could pick it up for a couple of quid on a sale or on CD keys or something like that. So I got that probably 18 months ago with the G29, and I just couldn't really get the hang of it. I wasn't sort of really getting any better. Stay. Yeah, I wasn't really getting any better with the G29, so I don't want to say gave up, but gave up fairly quickly, because I just couldn't get the feel for it properly with the G29. I don't know what it was. It just felt like I couldn't really feel where the limit of the car was. I've never professed to be the best racer out there. But you know, I've done a lot of racing through controller, and it is a completely different experience with the wheel and pedals. So it's been quite a learning curve. So I gave up quite quickly with the G29. I have been enjoying it again with the Camus though. The Camus, because I think it's the direct drive, to be honest. It feels much more like you can feel the car much better, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but you can kind of feel where the edge of the limit of the car is, and you know how far you can push the car before you're going to end up getting a nasty kickback and end up in the gravel. So yeah, I've been playing a fair bit of that, testing the wheel out and stuff. So it's been going well, and I've been enjoying that. I am aware that there's probably some, not concerned, but some of you might be thinking, oh god, he's going to be bringing racing to the channel. I don't think that I will, but let me know in the comments if you think that you would like to see racing. I will probably put out the occasional short with some racing in it as it stands, because I'm trying to get the hang of filming the wheel in use, and the shorts seem to be doing pretty good. I had a really good short that I put out. I put one out of a crash a while back, it was ages ago, and I didn't really fully understand shorts, so didn't really bother with tags or anything like that. So that got 100 or so views, and then I put one out the other day. I'd sort of done a little bit of looking into it, I got over 5,000 views, and I was just like, every time I was opening my phone it was going up another few hundred views, and I was like, Jesus man. So the views, the shorts hours, watch time hours is doing well, so I'll keep putting out an occasional short here and there. Some of those will be racing, but if you would like to see racing on the channel on a more sort of long form video, then let me know. I can't promise anything, because there's a ton of good racing channels out there that could do it far better than I do it, and my time is quite stretched as it is, so I don't want to add, trucks is my focus. But if people would like to see sim racing occasionally, then maybe I could look into it. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. In other news, the VTC is ticking along nicely. We are up to 15 or so members at this point, which is it's doing pretty good. And yeah, we're all driving as much as we can, which is awesome. You guys are awesome, I appreciate you all. And yeah, other than that, it's just been a case of just ticking along, really. Trying to entertain some kids on the Easter break. We had some fish guests over the Easter break. My daughter's class at school has got some class fish, 2 little goldfish in a tank. Now, my wife used to keep goldfish back in the not goldfish, tropical fish back in the day, and it's one of those things that she keeps asking me if we can get some fish again. And so far I've resisted. But the school sent a text out just before the break and said, is anyone interested in looking after this class fish over Easter? And I instantly, before anything, I knew my wife was going to go for it, so she put our name in the hat, and we ended up getting them. So we had 2 little goldfish here over Easter, which the kids enjoyed that. But yeah, it was nice. And then on the game front, yesterday I think it was, SCS announced the experimental beta for ATS 1.50. They call it experimental beta because they said it's not as polished as their usual beta invites, in the sense that normally when they get people into beta, it's quite close to completion, and they're nearly ready to put it out into the wild. But they said that this is Very experimental. I think they're doing some stuff with anti-aliasing to try and improve the graphics experience. Still on DX11 now. There's parts of the California rework in there as well, and a bit of a UI overhaul. So I may look at that one day. Obviously, backing up my profiles, I'll probably start a new profile because there's probably going to be very slim mod compatibility with that.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn
So I
right.
may possibly load that up on a little video and we can have a little dig into it. Yeah, there are some big changes coming this year, I think, for the truck games. I think some of the features that I probably would like them to add are some of the more gameplay oriented sort of experiences, like being able to get out of the truck and, you know, attach the trailer manually and being able to refuel at the gas stations and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if that will come, but it's a possibility for sure. Just see how much we've got on our drive time. Still got 8 hours. Still got 994 miles to go. One of the other things that I'm desperate to get set up again, or try and get set up properly, tried it before and didn't have much success with it, was head tracking. I've got an old webcam which I was trying to use, which it was being picked up in the I think Track IR as the software. And it was the camera was being picked up in the software, but it wouldn't, when I sort of dialed in the settings per tutorial, I think I've mentioned it before, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So I'd love to have another bash with that. But again, it's just finding the time to be able to do that when you haven't got tiny little humans running around asking questions, getting in the shot and stuff. Which I love, don't get me wrong, I do love that they are helicopter in my earpiece, so that means we are probably looking at a traffic stop. See, we're just not letting anyone out. Stop whenever you like, mate. Thank you. Come again. Yeah, I love that they take an interest, but it's sometimes when you're trying to sort something out that's a little bit technical, I know, you know, in the nicest possible way, I'm gonna tell them just to buzz off for a minute so you can get on with it. So we're just coming past the city of Ogden now. Pull out into this lane when this car goes past. Yeah, I should say this is going to be a long job, so it'll be a couple of episodes. I'll be looking at alright, we've got to pull in. Whoa. I just could see on the sat nav there that it looked like the scale house was over the road. It's not. They've got one on either side of the road, which is the DOT. They've got to get that money, baby. I think we are probably okay. I don't think we're going to be in for any kind of row at this point. Oh, we are. I don't know why. Vehicle's not in perfect technical state. We are 80,000 pounds total weight. But yeah, so it's going to break into a few parts. I think what I'll probably do is I'll make it over 2.
Keep left.
We'll be wrapping this one up soon. try a something slightly different. Normally with the long jobs, I think it's only 1,200 miles or so. I think this job was. I will potentially have a look at doing some of the job off recording, and then just catch the last 500 miles or so in the next episode. Only because when I've been doing the long jobs, what I've been noticing is that as the episodes go on, say as a three-parter, for example, the first one would do good, the second one not so, and then the third one would do bad. So I think if I split it over two, I think that might. I'll give it a try. Everything's an experiment at this point, so we'll see how it goes. Obviously, your feedback is invaluable to me, so I do love it when you guys leave comments with feedback. I've always said that, and I would only ask that it's constructive. And if you think it's bad, tell me it's bad, but please give me some tips on what you think is bad about it.
Keep left.
If you tell me it's rubbish, then tell me why it's rubbish. Don't just say, oh, that's crap, I'm never watching another video again. Just tell me what you think is all I would ask if you are going to provide feedback. It's greatly received. Yeah, we are tracking on. We are, what time are we? We are 9 o'clock in the evening. We are 6 hours out of sleep. Got 50 hours on the job. 16 hours left until delivery, I reckon, so we got plenty of time yet. I was thinking maybe we could have a little cheeky sleep, but if we sleep now, we're gonna have to stop again, whereas if we keep going till as close as possible to the end of the sleep timer, we might be able to get it done in one sleep, which would be nice. When I back to the rig that I'm building, so what I am looking forward to is when the rig is running, or when it's built, which I'm hoping to get started this weekend if I can pick up the timber. Should then finally be able to hook up the key start ignition that I had bought and wired. I need to do some editing of the SII files. But yeah, I think that is what we're gonna do, because the way all my controls are set up is registering as 5 devices already, which the game only allows you to have 5 devices calibrated at any one time. So you can edit that slightly in the SII files for controls, where you can add in additional devices. What I think probably is, if that's not too hard, then I'll do that. If not, I think you can use a third-party piece of software which emulates controls, so you can group controls together. Because the problem I've got is with the cameras is it registers the 3 components in the game individually, so the pedals, the wheel, and the wheelbase. It registers them as 3 separate things, which is obviously not ideal because it takes up 3 slots for one group of controls. So yeah, if I could group those together with a third-party piece of software, that would open up 2 slots. But we'll see. I'll look into it. Because my whole plan was to build like a little truck sim button box dash type thing. I started ordering the buttons already from a factory in China that are sort of brushed aluminium buttons with etched little symbols in them, so you knew what they were for, and they lit up as well. So that's still very much my plan, and hopefully when I build the rig, that will come to fruition. that's the probably, although it would be nice to get a proper rig, like profile aluminium rig and everything, they are very expensive, and I don't think they're as customizable if you're handy with some tools. Like I've got tools and machinery and stuff to work with wood properly. I do a bit of wood turning in my spare time sometimes, although spare time is at a minimum. So it's it's not too bad, and you can make it your own. So what I'm going to do, guys, I am going to pull in here to finish the episode off. There's a rest point over here. We're not going to rest because we don't need it, but I am
Go straight on.
rapidly running out of time before I need to start work, so I will pull in here where we'll end the episode, and then the next episode we will pick up from here. We'll slot between these two trucks. Just put the handbrake on, shift into neutrals, turn that off. Let's get some outside action. So that is going to do us for the episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. I am sorry about the little break in episodes. We are back up and rolling now. We will pick this job back up on Sunday's episode of the Debt-Free Owner Operator. Until then, guys, if you have enjoyed the episode, do hit the like button. It really does help me out with the algorithm. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you on the next episode. Until then, do take care, and I'll catch you soon.